What's up, creatives? Welcome to the Tiffy Show. Today, I'm going to be giving you the signs that you're settling in dating. If you haven't, make sure you turn on notifications so that you know when I post a video, and let's get to it. I'm about to give you the signs that you're settling in dating, but before I get started, I just want to give a disclaimer. Know yourself. Know yourself. If you are attracted to a certain type of person, you need to make sure that you're bringing those qualities to the table. So there is a difference between settling and being picky. And if you want the Ryan Gosling, you want the abs, you want the hot guy, then you gotta step it up a little bit to get to that level, because who you're dating could be a reflection of what you can get right now. And if you have these grandiose ideas of who you want to date, you need to get to those grandiose traits, okay? But right now, what we're talking about is if you are always dating losers and want to know why I'm always dating losers, or am I always dating losers? Am I settling? Is this weird? I don't know. So here are the signs that you're settling. Let's get to it. 1, 2, 3, go. You make excuses a lot. Now, when you are dating someone that is of high quality, that is perfect for you, that is a good person, you don't ever have to make excuses about them to your friends and family. And what I mean by that is if you find yourself always being like, but he's cool like this, but he's cool like that, after you say some whack shit about them, then that's making excuses. An example is, oh, he crashed my car and got a DUI and didn't pay me for the car repairs, but he cooks so good and I love him. No, that is making excuses for someone that's whack. So you really need to check yourself and be like, am I making excuses about this person to my friends, to my mom and dad? Am I always trying to build them up and make them sound better than they are? Because again, when you're dating quality, you never have to mention it. You never make excuses for them because your friends and family see that. They're like, wow, that's a good guy. In fact, they'll say it. They'll be like, you are with a really good guy. Oh my God, how did you find that girl? She's perfect. They'll say things to you like that. That is how you know you're dating quality. And if they don't say anything, maybe they're hating, but that's still better than you having to make excuses on why the person you're with is cool when they don't seem cool at all. The people that make excuses for their obviously abusing alcohol or drugs like boyfriends and girlfriends, like, you guys are settling the most. You can't stand them. Ho ho ho. This one goes out to you settlers out there that think that we, as the couples that hang out with you and the friends that hang out with you, don't notice that you can't stand who you're dating. And I think that what it stems from is you've settled and you're mad about it. And this usually comes from situations where one of you was in the friend zone and now you're a couple. If you've seen my video, I've done 2 on if you're in the friend zone and how to get out of the friend zone. And let me say, none of them equaled a relationship that was pretty healthy, because a lot of them turn out to be like this, which is one person's really mad that they settled and started dating the person that they had friend zoned for years. Now, as the friend that hangs with you guys, it's funny because we notice it. If the mere idea of the person that you're with breathing pisses you off, then you shouldn't be with them. Yes, in relationships, boyfriend and girlfriends have quirks. In a relationship, you're going to have moments where you're annoyed with your partner. That is natural. That is just something that happens. But if you are annoyed by their mere existence, when they walk into the room, you're like, oh, this motherfucker, then you shouldn't be with them. Like, that is a sign that you're settling, and you're settling just to have someone. And you're taking it out on the person, and then you're also taking it out on your friends that have to hang with you guys. They're thinking, why didn't they just stay home and watch Netflix? And you don't want that. You don't want to all of a sudden start having friends and people that you used to hang out with all the time avoiding you and not hanging out with you because they feel bad for your partner. Yeah, it's that bad. Like, damn, she treats him bad, or damn, he's always so hard on her. It's not a good look. Just be single. They're never there. I get it. People have dreams and goals. Yes, they do. And if you are with a person that has super big dreams and goals, they are going to not be able to make everything. I understand that. They're going to have valid excuse. But if there is one thing that they need to make, it's milestones that are important to you. And if they do not make them, they need to have the most valid excuse ever. And they need to have made most of those milestones. You know what I'm saying? And there is no point in being in a relationship with someone that always misses your birthday, never comes and meets your family, never meets your friends. Like, that's not a good look. There's busy, and then there's just not in the relationship, not putting their all into the situation with you. And if you are just holding on to the dream of being with someone for the sake of it, what is the point if they are never with you? That makes no sense to me. And I'm not talking about long distance relationships. Obviously, those can be successful and that's a whole different ballgame. But I'm talking about you're dating someone and it's your birthday and you are having a birthday party and they've known you're having a birthday party forever and they're not going to come to your birthday party. And this has been a pattern, like they don't come to a lot of things. That is a sign that you're settling, because people will make time for you, even if they're hustle, working hard, making that money, hitting those goals. They're going to make time to meet your friends and family, to, hang out with you in special moments, the most that they can at least, and not just be MIA from your life. I know people that their parents and their friends have never seen their girlfriend or boyfriend, like ever, and they've been in a relationship for a really long time. And I think that that's not super healthy, and I think that's a huge red flag when you could be with someone that is just as ambitious as who you're with, but also makes time for you, because you still want someone that prioritizes you in a relationship if it's serious. Okay. You don't want to be alone. Now, I find this is a very selfish and wimpy reason to be with someone for the long term. It even kind of goes with the, can't stand them kind of trait. You're with someone, I don't want to be alone, you don't want to be alone, and I just think these relationships are just boring. There's like no fire, no, passion, nothing there. It's just, this is the person you take to parties so you're not by yourself, or this is the person that you like push on your group because you want to be part of all the couple stuff. It's like, that's lame. Don't be with someone just because you don't want to be alone, because eventually you are going to have a bit of resentment that you're with this person because you're not a good match. And that's just not fair to them. It's not fair to you. I just be by yourself. Get to know yourself, get to love yourself, because I think that the biggest issue I have with being with someone for the sake of being with someone is you block the opportunities to meet someone that's right for you. You're also blocking this person from meeting someone that's right for them. And I feel that these relationships are what lead later down the line to infidelity and cheating, because there's something missing from the relationship in the first place, which is that you guys shouldn't probably be together and you're not the right match, but you're just like hanging out and I guess we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay, cool. Not cool. Don't do it. If it comes down to you just wanting to not be alone and like you want to figure it out, write down like, why am I with this person? And if it's mostly because you don't want to be by yourself, you don't want to be not included in events and parties, all your friends are getting married and you feel left out, if it's any of that stuff, you need to rethink the relationship, because when you are with the person, it should be about this person, we have fun, this person makes me feel good, we support each other's dreams, we're ready for the future. It should be more exciting, especially in like the dating, world. You want to be bored with someone and you ain't even married or anything? You just dating? That's lame. They don't support your dreams. If you have told them your dreams and they laughed at you, or they told you that you couldn't do it, or they told you, oh, that's not a real job, you should do this, or told you what you should do and you just told them your dream, that ain't the one, okay? Because if you are with someone that is supportive of you, as long as your dream is not selling crack on the corner, and even if it is selling crack on the corner and you found them, they should be like, yo, I got you this scale, I got you this, like, let's see what you can do. But I'm just kidding. But if your dream is like, say, to be a clown, they need to gift you with the red nose and clown makeup and a tutorial and be like, let's get that money. Because that's what you want. You want someone to support your dreams. If they don't support your dreams, if they belittle your dreams, if they make fun of you in front of other people and say, oh, she want to be a clown, ha ha ha, like, no, that ain't the one. So make sure that they support your dreams. If you're embarrassed to tell them, your dreams, or continue telling them what you want to do, or you start making up lies and avoid talking to them about it, things like that, that's a red flag. That is a sign that you're settling, because you should never feel like that. You should never feel that you can't communicate with your partner. That's not a good thing. So you want to be able to have someone that is open, that listens to you, that gives you eye contact, that you can throw ideas off of and really collaborate, and that gets excited with you, not someone that puts you down in anything. Bonus tip, main one, number one tip right here is listen to your gut. Strengthen your gut. Your gut instinct is telling you things on the first date. The first date you have with this person, if your gut's like, hey, no, then you need to listen to it. And I want to explain that gut instinct and overthinking are two different things, because I do both of them. And gut instinct is an instant. It's really an instant feeling. It's like, I don't like this. Like, no. It's like, and that's it, and it's gone. Overthinking is creating scenarios that might not exist. possibly sabotaging a future relationship because of past trauma. That is different. Do not confuse overthinking and making up things that have not happened with a gut instinct. A gut instinct is just a little warning, like, bloop, bloop, like, maybe not date this guy. That's it. So you need to know the difference and pay attention if you feel something, like he says something or she says something on the date that makes your tingly spider senses go off for a second, and then you move on to another topic. Remember that your tingly spider sense went off for a second. You know what I'm saying? That is what I have to say. Gut instinct is different for everyone, but listen to yours. On top of that, I want to say, if you know from the get-go, and this goes with your gut feeling, that you're not supposed to be with this person and it's not going to work out for the long term, or you don't see a future with them, we don't have time to waste time. If that made sense. Don't waste your time, because the longer that you date someone in all of these scenarios, the longer that you are settling, the harder it is going to be for you to leave the settling, to get out of the relationship that's not working, to actually be honest with yourself that all of this is happening and this is not the one. You're going to think, but I've invested so much time. You need to look at it just like, that was a good experience. I'm glad I did that, but I need to move on. It was an experience for you. You did not waste time. If you break up after so many years, you learn from that and you're taking it to the new relationship, because the worst you can do, yeah, okay, you stayed with this person for 3 years. Okay, 3 years is a lot less than 20 years. And knowing it's not right. So take the loss, like take the L, take the experience and move on, because we just don't have time to waste with people and block the new people from coming into our lives. Because here's the thing. Let's just talk about a breakup. A breakup ain't easy. I have videos on breakups helping you guys get through them, and you break up and then you have like what? Depending on how long the relationship is, you could have 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, where you are just super sad and not ready to date and just depressed, depending on what kind of person you are. And then if you're married and you divorce, that's a whole process. That equals years. And then you're jumping back in the dating pool, and those years you can't get back. So the quicker that you can go through that process and like get ready to jump back in the game, or get ready to love yourself, or move on and do adventures, whatever you want to do, the better. So let's not waste time in settling, and that is all I have to say on that topic. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you share, like, subscribe, and comment. Comment below. Let me know if you've ever settled in a relationship, because I like that tea, and I will see you next time. Stay creative.